Nessa girl, why is you mad? That seems to be the reverberating theme of this reunion. Catch these teas. Nessa girl. Now I know I missed last week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Trust me, y'all, I'm going through a lot personally. I got something. Baby, I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going, so y'all gonna have to excuse me until life settles back down into an even place. But in the meantime, in between time, is that why you mad? Why is you mad? You know, the purpose of the reunions is always to fill in the gaps and to kind of update us on what's been going on since they stopped filming. But I sat through this reunion, and as they jumped from confrontation to confrontation, I just found myself asking, why is you mad? Karen and Gizelle, we have never gotten to the bottom of why is you mad? Candace and Ashley, why is you mad? You know what I'm saying? Cameraman who Michael booty grabbed, why is you mad? Well, we know why he mad. At any rate, before we delve into why is you mad, we gotta talk about the fashions, honey. Y'all know, you know, the reunions are my favorite because I love when I get to say this. Let's talk about the fashions. Why I gotta say the fashions like that? I don't know, but bitch, honey, hold on. Stir it up. Nessa girl, before we get started, let's talk about the fashions, honey. Let me tell you something. These ladies looked it good, okay? They looked it good. You know what? Let me break character real quick. Some of y'all are just some of the biggest fucking sticks in the mud. When I went down to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, them people taught me that the word is looked. Okay? But looked it sound better when we trying to have fun. Damn, bitch, you having fun. Let us have our fun. Let us talk in our ignorant country dialect. They looked it good, bitch. Looked it, okay? Everybody looked it good. Let's start with the hair, though. Ashley's hair was atrocious. I did not like Ashley hair at all. And who did I have in my mind for the best hair? Damn it, did I write it down? Okay, no, I didn't write down nobody for the hair. Ashley, I didn't like that. I didn't like that catty corner. I didn't like that catty corner mullet you had going on. It's like you had some swoopation. You had some stale finger waves over here with an Aaliyah wrap down to this side, and it was 1 in a million over here. I just didn't quite understand what all was going on. Like, it looked like it was an attempt to be a hairdo, and you was trying to be modern but pay homage to the past. I was confused. Gizelle, I like Gizelle with that pulled back hair. I think she was going for that. We see it in the fashion magazines a lot. A lot of times you see the models, they may have on like a suit jacket or something, and they have their hair kind of pulled back like a man kind of. I would have liked to have seen Gizelle's hair pulled back just a little more, like a little more dramatic, and it was very full. I don't know. I would have just wanted to see it real Pulp Fiction style, pulled back like Pulp Fiction. Everybody else's hair wasn't really that memorable to me. Karen looked good. Karen's wigs always look good. But let's talk about them dresses, baby. I'm sorry, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Bitch, Miss Candiace ate they ass with them motherfucking dresses. And Andy was like, you know, you're looking a bit understated, and I loved it. I love the juxtaposition between how simple everything was and then drama, bitch. She just gave you drama on that shit. Them was Kiki Shepherd feathers. It's showtime at the Apollo tonight. I loved it. Honestly and truthfully, nobody else's outfits at this point are even memorable to me. Candiace's dress was everything. Okay, let's move on from the fashions because we got a lot to talk about. Shit, they had a lot to talk about too and couldn't even get the reunion started because they was talking about Michael's ass. You know, Ashley, I honestly think when it comes down to Michael, you just should just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to ride for your man. It's another to carry on and carry on his lies. And the best thing to do is if you can't defend them without having to join in the lies, just shut up. Because when you rebut, it makes the conversation go on even more. And I'm sorry, Ashley, like this man did this shit. This man did it. Let me take that back. This man did something, okay? Something. And I think that the girls are looking for you to acknowledge something. Even if you ain't ready to wrap your head around the fact that he grabbed somebody bongy, the man did something. Anywho. So the episode opens up with them talking about Gizelle being messy. Do they think counseling is helping her? No. Because Gizelle is not helping Gizelle because Gizelle know what she doing. You know what I'm saying? Counseling in this instance is for folks that they're, you know, presenting some behavior and they don't understand why they present this behavior. Case in point, whenever I go out to eat, I always order dessert even if I don't want the shit. I had to go to counseling and figure out because my daddy never let us get one as a child. I was traumatized. Okay, bitch, I want a brownie a la mode from Red Lobster. The people he went, my daddy was so damn scared he was gonna have to pay for a dessert. He wouldn't even let the people clap and sing happy birthday to us. Daddy is free. The dessert is free. The spoon is free. The ice cream is free. So I was so traumatized. The tears from when I was a child, because I'm having an inner cry right now all behind my frontal lobe. And that's why I went to counseling and discovered that's why it's an auto response for me to order dessert when I go out. Counseling is for folks that's really trying to get down to the bottom of something. Gizelle knows what she's doing when she's being messy. I am sorry. People at Gizelle's age know what they're doing. Gizelle don't need to go to counseling about being nice. Gizelle needs to go to counseling to figure out why she's so comfortable being mean to people. That's what she needs to figure out. Why is she so comfortable being mean? Why is she so comfortable being messy? Because she is fully aware of the shit that she says and does to people. You can't be. First of all, in order to throw quality shade, you have to be somebody who's in tune. You have to be an intellectual. Like, that's why the shade is so on time and so on point. You have to be smart and you have to possess a level of self-awareness and awareness period for you to be able to read people's energy to know what shade to throw at them. Come on, baby, I do this shit in my sleep. I throw shade in my sleep, and the only reason why I'm so good at it is because I'm smart. Okay? Gizelle know what the fuck she doing. She messy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Gizelle being back with Jamal. You know what? Believe it or not, I like this. I told you I saw not the Tiffany Haddish, the Dave Chappelle show thing, and they were sitting in the audience. I actually like this. And Andy asked her, so what did the kids think about it? So I was unaware that Gizelle was divorced 12 years ago. I don't know why I was under the impression that this was something that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and maybe that Jamal grew up in the house with the kids. The kids grew up in the house with Jamal and they split. Gizelle's situation with dating her ex-husband and the kids reminds me of my mom and dad when she said the kids are a little confused because they've never seen us together. That's how it was with me. Like, my mom and dad got divorced when I was 2 months old or whatever. It just, me thinking of my dad and my mom being together is just gross because I never saw it. But you know what? I am glad that they're getting it together. I think it makes sense. You know, people do change. We like to crack our jokes or whatever the case may be. I think Jamal is older now, and you know, they had that many children, so they did definitely have some sort of connection, and maybe we'll see them getting remarried in the future. I really do hope that works out well for them. But I got another question though. You know, Gizelle tends to marginalize Karen a lot. I did pick up on that. Like the fragrance situation, saying it smelled like old lady. You know, when Wendy Williams is one of the most honest people out there, and several other people said the fragrance actually smells very nice. It does not reek of old lady. Well, Ashley said it too. But I just, you know, it's that Mariah Heavenly thing going on. Why does Gizelle feel the constant need to marginalize Karen? And while, you know, I look at that as a flaw on Gizelle's part, I also get that Karen has gotten better with this because the taxes humbled the fuck out her ass. But I could see why somebody would take pleasure in trying to knock Karen down a peg, because in previous seasons she was just coming through with all this grandeur. You know what I'm saying? I am the grand dame, I'm this. And nobody likes to feel beneath anyone. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if your social standing is higher than mine or not. At the point at which we're all sitting at the same table, we equal. No one likes to feel like somebody else in the group feels as if they are above everybody. So I think they did take great pleasure in Karen's demise. And I feel like that's why they try to find a way to marginalize. But I think it's also because, in a sense, and I'll keep using the word trauma loosely, Karen has traumatized them in a sense by always trying to, you know, have some sort of grandness over them. I don't know, it's weird. I do want Karen and Gizelle to get it together though, because as seasons go on, it looks like this stuff is getting deeper and deeper, and it looks as if they were pretty good friends before the show started. So get your friendship back on track. Karen didn't come to play with their ass. You know, when they addressed Karen about that grieving, and then Robin was like, I think no one equates grieving with Instagram, and then Karen was like, that's not for you to question, just like I never questioned why you love Juan. I said, ooh, bitch, that's fucked up. I said, ooh, bitch, I had to mute my TV and go get a sugar cookie. She was like, I never asked you why you love Juan. Karen, you just did. And on national TV. And the shit was funny. And Robin didn't deserve that. Now, y'all know I don't mind going in on anybody on the Potomac Housewives. Robin did not deserve that. And I'm going to say something. On this season, and this is something very, very technical. On this particular episode, it feels as if Andy's head might be somewhere else, because he is not doing as good a job of getting clarity out of these girls. And I noticed that Robin has been the one who's been breaking down some of these more complex issues and putting them in layman's terms for the girls to understand. Like, she's been that bridge when folks are not understanding what the hell was going on. I appreciate Robin for that. Karen, let it be known she back in Potomac. You know, I pray that when I get older, well, I'm not that way now, so it won't be a problem when I get older, that itch to satisfy what other people think. You know what I'm saying? Like, Karen, you had to move out of your house because y'all were having money issues. It's embarrassing, but it happened. You survived. You had to move to another house. You know, nothing was wrong with that house, I'm sure. But you just had to get back to Potomac, which is fine. That's your prerogative. That is your prerogative. You can live wherever you want to. I just question the intention, that's all. And I think the intention has less to do with wanting to be in Potomac because geographically it's a great place, and has more to do with satisfying the desire for status. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you felt very uncomfortable letting the people know you're leasing. Like, the question is, are you renting? Yes or no? Yes, we're renting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't, it bothered you to say that. And again, that's that status shit, because what will people say? The implication is y'all are renting because you're broke or you can't qualify for a home loan. When in all actuality, a lot of people rent. Renting is not a read, okay? Renting is not a read. Shit happens sometimes. Yes, by living in apartments and renting for prolonged periods of time. Yes, there are poor financial decisions. You're throwing away money, so on and so forth. But bitch, everybody is aware that you had to move. You know, we're recent with an option. We have an option. Okay, listen. Quiet as is kept, Karen. Everybody who rent got the option to buy. You know, you know what I'm saying? Got an option to buy. And the fact that you didn't initiate your option before you moved your furniture in there suggests that y'all finances are still not quite where they need to be for you to get the loan to buy the house, and that is okay too. You know what I'm saying? You're coming out of it, but it's just, I just hate the fact that, you know, y'all that age and perpetuating that level of dishonesty. Just be real with what the fuck going on. Yeah, we wanted to get back to Potomac and we still working things out with the IRS or whoever the case may be, and we're looking to buy another home soon. And then you mitigate people's whatever to read you. Like, when you can't nobody spray you with your own tea. And the fact that you choked up on that, it lets us know for season 3, if we want to make you mad, all we got to do is say with your renting ass, with your lease with the option to buy ass, which ain't a read to me, but apparently it's important to you. Nevertheless, we going to move the hell right on. What else these hoes got going on? Candiace and her mama came out there on the sofa. Miss Dorothy, you make too much money to have sworn by dealers on your way to the damn reunion and picked out that dress or that jumpsuit. And I don't know if it was because she was sitting on the sofa next to all those fabulous ladies. She looked so underdressed. But, I mean, Dorothy looked like she was going, you know, on a nice date. Don't get me wrong. It was nothing wrong with what she had on, and she looked nice. I just wanted more. I wanted something more grand. And she was just giving me, bitch, I just got off work and I had to come film this reunion. I don't know. Here's the thing. Dorothy did a lot of stutter stepping and talking out of both sides of her neck. Either you have an issue with Candace having a relationship with them people, or you don't. On the reunion, you said it was about her throwing it in your face. On the show, you said, why would you invite these people? Why are you running over there licking their asses? And they haven't done anything for you. That comment to me suggests that you have issues with her even interacting with those damn folks. Secondly, you know what I'm saying? You kept talking about the pain, and you completely marginalized Candace by saying, you know, you don't understand pain. Maybe one day you will when you get older. Again, deeming her a little girl incapable of navigating life. She's naive and don't know nothing. And Candace damn well in her damn, well, I think she in her damn 30s. I don't know. Nevertheless, you know, Dorothy, you got to get to the bottom of why you continuously relegate Candace to a child. Secondly, Dorothy, you lying. Despite the fact that it was 25 years ago, the viewer asked a very honest and solid question. The man cheated, had a baby, you married him anyway. You know what I'm saying? What is the issue? What is the problem? And then you keep saying the pain. Yes, I've never been married. No, I've never been through a divorce. However, I have lived long enough to know that certain things you do get over. And I have a relationship rule. You are not allowed to be mad longer than you were in the relationship. That just don't make sense. You've been remarried for 25 years. So for 20-something odd years, that relationship has been done. I'm just doing the math in my head, and I'm guessing that y'all couldn't have been married any more than 10 years. I don't know why my spirit is telling me 3 to 5. Nevertheless, you cannot still be this mad, this hurt, and this bitter 25 odd plus years down the line. Because it would seem to me that if you were at peace with the situation, your attitude would have been one of which I appreciated that experience because it taught me what true love is with my new husband. And baby, I am so glad that shit is over because I would have never met my new husband. And I am so happy with my new life that that pain was a blessing in disguise. But yet, it feels as if you are still hurting and fuming over that. And if I was your current husband, and if I was your children from this man, I would be really looking at you crazy as hell. Like when you come home, when y'all went to bed that night, it would have been cold on your side of the bed because I'd be like, what is this? It would seem to me that all these years later, you would have easily been able to rest in a room with your ex-husband and this damn boy with no problem because you so happy and your love tank is so full and filled to capacity with your new husband and your new kids and your new life. But mama, that's not the case. And I think what bothers me the most about Candace's mother is that I personally have an expectation of Candace's mom to be 40 times more in tune with the truth than anybody else because of her profession. And it really, I mean, I guess it's easy for us to be objective when it's not our lives, but it makes me question Candace's mother's ability to do her job effectively, considering the fact that she's so ineffective in being able to tell herself an obvious truth that everybody sees. Candace and Ashley fussing. For one, I'm still lost on what the hell the arguments and stuff are really about. To be quite honest, you two have the most in common. And Ashley, you stay trying to read Candace about she and her mama house, but it really is no difference than you being in Michael's house. It's the same. At the end of the day, both of y'all's income are being supplemented and both of y'all are being provided for by somebody you love. You know, Ashley, you might feel like you got one leg up because it's your husband, but the reality of the situation is you're equally as kept. You know what I'm saying? And some could argue Candace is in a better situation because of legacy, and that when it's all said and done, your husband can take up most of his assets and run, whereas Candace's mom stuff is going to default to her in death. You know, so there are arguments that can be made on both sides. Damn it, there was something very valid I was just about to say. Oh, I want to know how it is Ashley can call Candace the least accomplished person on the sofa, because Ashley, I mean, what do you do? We know Oz was you playing grown up. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know, and it's not like you Bethany Frankel or somebody that you built that shit from scratch. You got into a marriage with a rich ass man and he gave you a shitload of money. He gambled some money. He gave it to you and was like, here, go find an activity, go do something. And the business failed. So, and it didn't have to fail. I'm not even a restaurateur, and I can tell you all y'all needed to do was pivot that menu and rebrand. That's all y'all needed to do. Don't nobody want no fucking Australian food. Like, what the fuck? You went out and got a whole goddamn restaurant to pay homage to your Crocodile Dundee ass husband. Anybody with a damn half a brain, because don't nobody want. First of all, I don't even know what the fuck Australian people eat. And part of my ignorance, but if I had to guess, it'd be kangaroo and koala meat. Like, don't nobody want that. And to the average American, despite the fact that that may be ignorant, that's the first thing that's gonna come to my mind. Bitch, I don't want that. There's nothing. Whenever Americans see Australia, bitch, we see the jungle and trees and the forest. I don't see no pastures with no cows grazing. I don't want shit out no jungle. I don't want shit out no damn forest. I don't want shit out no damn desert. I don't want shit that no damn kangaroo eat. I don't want no eucalyptus leaves. I'm not no motherfucking koala. I don't want none of that shit. Okay, I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want it. Not the rest to run for it. That's that Mary J and that KC, always applicable. I will say this though, and we got to touch on this and it's going back. Ashley, you was dead ass wrong for coming back in that lady house. And, you know, I'm not one of those people that is big on physical violence. Like, it really takes a lot for me to say in a situation, that's a situation where somebody should have knocked the shit out of you. But I'm sorry. In a moment of hostility and I asked you to leave my home and you brought your ass back in here with that bullshit, at that point, I wouldn't have been mad if Chris would have pretended like he had to go downstairs and get some towels out of the dryer to give Candace a solid 60 to 90 seconds to tear your ass up. Actually, I'd have beat the shit out you. I'd have crossed gender lines. I'd have crossed gender lines and everything. I would have beat the dog fuck out of you had you came back in my house, especially on some rah. This is my home. That level of disrespect right there, that warrants getting slapped. I'd have slapped the shit out of Ashley. Nevertheless, we gonna move on. Now, Dorothy sat on that sofa for a long time, and I want to say this. You know, Candace brought the paperwork about the mom. The only issue with Candace's mom putting her name on that house or helping Candace out is the fact that Candace's mom also uses that as leverage to interject herself in areas of Candace's life where she doesn't need to be, right? But I've recently had to change my thinking. And in the black community, we tend to do this, and I want y'all to listen to me very carefully. We carry struggle as a badge of honor. And because collectively, so many of us come from nothing, a person ain't real if they didn't have to work themselves from the ground up. It is something to be said that Candace didn't have to start from the bottom. Ultimately, ain't that why you working hard? So your kids don't have to go through the shit that you went through? Like, that is very honorable on Candace's mom and dad's side, that they're able to put their daughter in a position where she's able to start out her adult life and don't have to start from the bottom with zero. And in terms of building generational wealth and leaving a legacy, you can never do that if each generation has to start at zero. But black people, even those of us that get money, we got this thing about making our kids start from zero. I ain't helping you. No, I think it's great that the mom was like, listen, I've got these means. There is no need for me to impose upon you an artificial struggle to teach you some arbitrary lesson. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think everybody needs a lesson in being broke, especially if the family trajectory is one of which that being broke in the future is highly unlikely. Then you don't need a lesson in being broke. What you need a lesson in is how to further expand this family's wealth. And you can't do that at starting at zero. So Candace, I want you to take these words and I want you to now use them to be empowered and stop flipping on them hoes. And stop letting them use what your mama's doing for you as leverage to discount you as an adult. And the mama said, and the mama said, yeah, she gonna help them buy the $1 million house. Good. Because at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, if either one of their mamas stepped to them right now and said, hey girl, if Gizelle mama said, hey girl, you finna buy that new house, here girl, I'm gonna give you $500,000 on it. Bitch, you'll take it with open arms. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? You would. Anybody damn would. Anybody would. Candace, the only thing that you got to figure out and what you got to start doing, you got to figure out how to use your mama's resources without being slave to her, if that is even possible. And you need to stop whining to other grown women about your rich little girl problems. That's the area where you get fucked up at. Because it's like, Candace, at the very end of the day, what the fuck you whining at? Adulting is hard, bitch. And I would love somebody to be paying half the mortgage or half the rent where the fuck I stay. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So I think if Candace learns to set boundaries with their mama and find a way to extrapolate the wealth. Yes, God, bitch, go in and let have. You, Chris, and the kids y'all gonna have in the near damn future. Stop downing people because your ass had to struggle and they did it. We gotta cut that shit out. Last but not least, honey, Miss Ashley, who looks good, by the way, for 5 weeks after pregnancy, lets us know that she is dealing with some postpartum depression. But bitch, I want to talk about that prepartum wig. Ashley, I am convinced that it is easy for your brain chemistry to be thrown out of whack if at any point in your life you thought that wig looked good. That wig was a mess. That wig was a mess when it was in the pike, okay? Fresh out the pike, you need to take it back, okay? That wig was a goddamn mess. And that being said, the reunion ended in a goddamn mess because Candace and Ashley are still fussing and over talking, and they are fussing for blood, and they are both really mad with each other, and I'm just not quite understanding still why it is both of them are as mad with one another as they are. I don't know. I suspect it's the lies. I get the impression that Candiace is annoyed by Ashley's fakeness and Ashley's voluntary naivete, and it boils her blood. And I think at the root of it, because there's a few people that were in my life that I just lost respect for, so they could chew a piece of bubble gum and it would just make me mad. And I really think that's what it is. I think somewhere along the lines, Candace has lost respect for Ashley, and just everything about Ashley irks her. And that is part of the reason why they're so adversarial. As far as why Ashley is mad with Candace, I don't know, child. I think Ashley was too busy looking for a way to get in good with the mean girl clique that she just figured, let me jump on the new girl, or whatever the case may be. Because I'm pretty sure if you bring somebody else in next season, Ashley will probably do the same thing today. As she has literally taken turns going up and down the line, throwing each person under the bus and falling out with each person. So now that I think about it, the common denominator is Ashley. And every season, Ashley into it with somebody. Nevertheless, y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. Finna get in here and call y'all about love and marriage, Huntsville. And we'll talk soon.